They're like, you're going to get it. This is the one you're going to get it. And then I have to call them and tell them that I didn't get it. So I'm tired of that. And it kind of adds more pressure to me. This year's Ramadan. I'm feeling a certain type of low. Is it low iman? A little disconnect. I'm not feeling the Ramadan high. And I feel sad about that. And I feel like Ramadan came at the perfect time. So I am feeling a bit sad and down. And I felt like the best solution was to talk to my camera and most likely post it on my YouTube channel that I now have. So many things, honestly. I'm just worried and sad about so many things. And isn't it weird that I'm normally used to making these type of videos when I'm sad, but then now I have changed in the sense that now I post it publicly to the world to see, which is something I never thought I would do. But we're changing. So, first of all, interestingly, we're in Ramadan. Main things I want to touch on here: Ramadan. Secondly, my whole job search thing. Thirdly, is just, I think, relationships, loneliness, not in a romantic way. I just mean in just general community. Yeah, with my whole job search, I feel really like down about it. And I want to act like I'm okay. And I keep trying to pretend like, it doesn't bother me. Like, it's fine. I've heard that people get rejected and it's okay. But the more I go for interviews, and then when I'm back from the interviews, the more like I feel like I'm more prepared because of practice. And then I get rejections. It's like each interview, I'm like, this is the one. It can't not be the one. It feels like it's the perfect fit for me. Even the last one I went for was literally 20 minutes walk away from my house. So it's like, how can you be? It feels like it was meant for me. I'm that delusional. So how can I not get it? And I know I did well. And then they're like, it makes me not want to like put hope. I don't know if I'm making sense. So I think something I could do is maybe decide to say that, oh, I'm not going to like put hope or look forward to it. But I think that is counterproductive because if I'm not looking forward to it or feeling like I'm going to get the job, then I'm not going to prepare enough or prepare properly. So I don't know, it's a double edged sword. And the weird thing now is that I don't even want to like keep, I don't have much people to talk to about this whole job thing. So for example, like my friends are there, like that we did the masters with, but everyone is going through their own stuff. And you don't want to be that person who is always calling people and being like, oh, I didn't get the job. It's like unfortunately, it's like a phenomenon that every student is experiencing. So maybe the next best thing is like my mom and my dad. But then it's like they're not in the country, they can't relate to these type of struggles. They can just be like, just pray, like, and they give me hope and support. And a part of me breaks every time I tell them that I have an interview and then I have to call them back and be like, oh, I didn't get it. It makes me feel a bit sad. And if it makes me, and it's not as if they're blaming me, they want to like give me more support and be like, it's going to be fine, and they're supporting me. But then I don't know why it makes me feel sad that I keep giving them bad news because they're so hopeful. They're like, you're going to get it, this is the one, you're going to get it. And then I have to call them and tell them that I didn't get it. So I'm tired of that, and it kind of adds more pressure to me. So I have another interview scheduled, but this time I'm not going to tell them. I just hope that this one that I don't tell them, I hope I get it, hopefully. And yeah, I wish I had other people like around me, close to me, that I could talk to about this whole thing, that could relate to me. I have like two good friends, but they've already gotten the jobs. They were also going through the whole stress with, but now they've gotten the job, so they can't really relate anymore. And they're busy with work. I think it's something about this country. It's like no matter how someone cares about you, they're also busy and handling shit in their own life. So they can't always be there for you, and like you just need to like, I don't know. But yeah, that's the whole thing about the interview stuff. It's been really like making me feel really like down and not productive. And I'm trying to not be like depressed. And I pray about it. I now let's trickle down into Ramadan. So it's Ramadan now. It's literally a few days into Ramadan. And I'm not happy to say that I am happy Ramadan is here, but I'm feeling this year's Ramadan, I'm feeling a certain type of low. Is it low iman? A little disconnect. I'm not feeling the Ramadan high, and I feel sad about that. And I feel like Ramadan came at the perfect time where I can be pray to Allah about like everything, like all my concerns and everything. It always comes at the perfect time, but then still there's just this disconnect and sadness and like just low iman that I feel, which I don't think is a good thing. But then I saw a scholar say something about how the best of your prayers are the ones where you don't feel like, where you don't feel motivated or like you don't feel that iman, that high iman. And I think I'm using that as solace because one of the challenges I used to have before is if I'm feeling like if I'm experiencing low iman, then I feel like it kind of stops me from making du'as. And I'm always waiting till when I am experiencing that high or when I feel very spiritual. And I've learned that that is not a good approach because you're not always going to experience a high level of iman. You're not always going to be in that spiritual high. And it's worshiping Allah and obeying him even when you don't feel like, even when you don't feel so connected to him. And I feel sad that I think maybe it's some of the I'm having like challenges with like the job search, and then I'm having like relationship problems, not romantic. I'm having some like important relationships in my life just break down, which I'm struggling with, and it's been very difficult, which is making me feel a bit. Let me not get into that, but that's like what is adding to me feeling lonely because, like, these are like very important relationships that have been here all my life, or like important close family. And then I feel like those relationships are like breaking apart, maybe in a time where I even need people around me, stuff like that, when I need family around me. So I think it's making it a bit more difficult. So I think these little things are adding. I don't want to say I'm depressed. Maybe sadness. Maybe that's why I'm experiencing the slow and disconnect. And I felt like I thought it was a problem, but I saw somewhere someone said that sometimes even though you're experiencing hardships, because in my mind I automatically feel like if I'm experiencing hardships, then automatically the way I used to function, it would just like draw you closer to Allah. But then there are sometimes that even when you're experiencing hardship, you're not still motivated to do things and you have to actually force yourself. So for me, it's like something that I've learned, like it's not really an issue, even though I just don't like the fact that we're in Ramadan. I don't, and I'm not feeling that spiritual high and just wanting to do ibadah. And you're just, I don't like the fact that I have to I do the like normal this thing, the basics, but I don't like the fact that I have to I feel like I'm forcing myself, I'm pushing myself. And I know like it's one of the signs of strong iman, but still I don't like that feeling. I love it when I feel really closed. And yeah, I guess that's it. I think one of the things I'm learning now is to just let go of control and believing that things would happen in the right time. It's been very difficult. It's been so difficult. I feel like difficult is an understatement. But when you okay, so let me explain it this way. You know, sometimes you feel like you're very religious or you have a certain level of iman, and that you I think it's sometimes why we're told not to judge people, because people that are sinning or doing things, it's not like you're better than them or smarter than them. And just because you're doing the right things does not mean you're smarter. I don't know if that's making sense. But what I'm trying to say is, so I have always been, Alhamdulillah, a religious practicing Muslim, Alhamdulillah. And to a certain extent, I know that I do my best. I'm definitely not perfect. And I think I have always had a very beautiful relationship with dua. I genuinely feel like all my duas get answered. I don't have a dua that hasn't been answered, Alhamdulillah. And I know my Lord is very merciful, and I know definitely has said that we should ask Him and He would give to us. So I've always had that confidence. And I feel like I'm being tested by Allah in that confidence. So let me explain. All my life, I feel like my life is full of a lot of impossibles. There were a lot of, let's say, things or barriers to certain things that I thought I wouldn't do or wouldn't have access to, or things I wouldn't achieve, and then I achieved them. There are certain times or examples in my life where I ask Allah for a house and He gives me a mansion. I'm just saying it like as a metaphor, but all I'm saying